Me.
Oh, is it the first time everybody's seen your hair?
Okay.
They'll be okay.
Oh, okay. I like to ask a series of questions because she is technically my guest for today, or as you guys may call it, your client. I like guest. It sounds a little more fancy, a little more luxury. Right? Are you tender-headed? Okay. Are you currently itching in your scalp anywhere?
No, you're fine. She's just like
Okay. Haven't oiled your scalp. It is itchy. All right. And how long have you been wearing your box braids?
Beginning September.
Beginning of September. Okay. So we're just nervous about people seeing our hair. Are you nervous about me working on your hair? Okay, awesome. I always like to double check. You want to make sure your client is comfortable. You have to make them feel like they're like the only client in your world in that moment. I even asked them, what do you like your water temperature to be? Warm, cool, or hot? It's those little things that will help you stand out in the industry. Especially if you're shampooing, you want to make sure you're wiping the ear, inside the ear, all that stuff. People will come back to you just because you do that. Somebody who's getting water everywhere and like you got water down to the client's butt crack, they're gonna be pissed. They're gonna be really irritated and you have to blow dry them, you know, and get them together. So I'm gonna remove your headband if that's okay. Okay. I always ask for consent. I have clients that are neurodivergent. So I have one client, she doesn't like to be shampooed. So I shampoo her one time. Her hair's typically not dirty when she comes in, but I do it quick. Everybody else gets a 15-minute shampoo from me and a scalp massage. They love it. She's the only client I have that cannot handle me being in her scalp for 15 minutes. And that is okay. When you get to a point where you care, and I hope some of you do care, or all of you care about you're in the industry, it's those little things that really make a difference. You can serve all types of clients that are in wheelchairs, clients that can't hear, can't speak, children that have disabilities, can't sit still, all those types of things. So you can specialize in whatever you want. And my job here is to help you think about where you think you might want to be. All right, so we're just going to chat while I take the braids out. I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'm going to have some volunteers come up and help me. Is that okay? Talk about where her hair ends, because what I see and what she sees might be two different things, right? So I see that your hair is black underneath here, and it looks like this is where it ends. Does that feel really good? So I'm gonna go an inch underneath. I'm not gonna cut it right where her hair ends, just to give her some protection and some relief, because people get really nervous when you get scissors out, right? So I'm just gonna use that as my guide. As long as I see her black hair, I will just cut and use the front one as my guide. And before you move forward to go to the rest of the hair, you wanna just look and see where the hair is ending. This one is a little bit longer, so you can tell her hair is a little shorter in the front, kind of gets a little bit longer in the back. And once we take it out, we're really gonna see where all her lengths are. Do you currently have a lot of different lengths?
Maybe. I haven't really paid attention to it lately.
Okay, that's all right. Any questions, comments, concerns so far?
How do you like tell where the braid, like her hair is?
Come up.
It is harder when you got black hair on black.
Yes.
But the blonde really do help.
So her hair is black, right? And so you can even see some black in there. And if you flip it over, there's the tail end of her braid right there. You can tell that that's her hair because there's a split end.
Okay.
So she needs a trim. So you go down just a little bit and cut underneath where the hair is.
Thank you.
Okay.
If she had like black braids instead of blonde braids, how would you tell in that case, just by the split ends?
You would really have to look and see where that hair ends, because synthetic hair is never going to be an exact match. You typically can get close enough and see where the client's hair starts and stops.
Different textures.
Different textures, a slightly different color. Yeah.
To play it safe, would you recommend going further than an inch?
If you're doing it for the first time and you're nervous and not sure, yeah. But school is where you get to be nervous and uncomfortable. You're in the right spot. You can imagine people do this for themselves. They like sit in their bathroom and do this on their own. I used to. I don't braid anymore. I used to braid. I retired from braiding. Do we have any braiders in the room?
I can braid, but I choose not to.
That's great. I love that choice for you. I was going to tell you to retire anyway. Yeah. You know, you let the people that love it, you let them do it. But you could do it to start out, and it's great. But it does take a toll on your body over time. It will affect your mental health. So.
One time I was doing a girl hair like this, and they was small, And my back started aching. I started strapping my bra, everything behind it. She didn't even know she started.
And so I tell my students as I teach part-time in Gloucester City now, and I tell the students, if you're going to braid somebody's hair, if you're going to spend 8 to 10 hours on somebody's head, that's a long time. So you want to make sure you're properly compensated. And the way you do that is you charge for travel if you're traveling to them. You can charge hourly if that helps you feel better, but you have to figure out what you want to get paid, because Uncle Sam gets his money first. So typically in the industry, I think last year I paid 38% of my income in taxes. It's a lot. So you want to make sure that your pricing is appropriate, because you have to pay for your own health insurance in most cases. If they don't want to pay your price, it's okay. It's good for people to tell you no. I was recently told that I probably should go up on my prices because too many people are telling me yes. That means too many people have access to me. Over time, you don't want to be working harder, you want to work smarter. So if that's creating an ebook, doing a class, teaching part-time, you do not have to be behind the chair if you don't want. Rat tail comb, I prefer one with a metal end for braids. And with taking out the braid, you're just going to pick at the end and watch it unravel. There are several ways you can take braids down. I said I like to work smarter, not harder. I pick the braid apart and just pull 2 pieces. All right, so can everyone see the braid is now out? Can everyone see this buildup here? So this is, you know, what happens when we leave our braids in for 4 to 6 weeks. This is normal. You will have buildup, especially if somebody uses product on your box braids. So the one thing you will never, ever, 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 ever do. Somebody say never.
Never.
Do not ever wet this hair like this. Ever. It will mat up. You have to detangle the hair before you start wetting it. Do not ever take your client to the shampoo bowl without detangling their hair. And I don't have to detangle just because she has so much texture. I might have to detangle a client like you. Because yes, you never know. Your hair could mat up, it could lock up, so I have my brushes to help me get through the hair. You want to make sure that you can get through somebody's hair completely before you take them to the shampoo bowl. We all know how to detangle? Everybody? Whoa, that's incredible. I've never been in a class where everybody knows how to detangle. That's really awesome. That means you have really awesome instructors in here. So, on top of detangling, we want to remove the buildup. So in some cases, people might use a little bit of water. Grab your detangling brush. We want to start at the ends and work our way up to the root, and getting that extra product, sweat, dirt, and debris out of that section of braiding hair. And there you have a detangled section. Who wants to try with me? Come on.
I have a question.
Yes.
So you said never to bring to the shampoo bowl and wet fully, but it is okay to wet individually to detangle.
Yes. And we're just dampening the hair. We're not leaving it soaking wet. And you can wet the hair before you start the detangling process. That braid's for you. You can take that comb. I'll give you this one.
Andrew, I want to see if you could take a braid out.
He's going to do it. Watch him do it. He's doing it.
Now, how do you pull it apart? Like, when you did it, you just
Yep.
like this?
You just pull it right apart, and then you see how that's buckling. I think
Yeah.
buckling. That's the right word. Buckling. So if it's buckling, it's okay. And you see how the hair just fall into the floor.
Yeah.
Good job. How we doing over here? Good job. Make sure you get all the blonde hair out. Awesome. Before you start detangling. Great job.
Yes.
How's it feel?
Throw it on the floor real quick.
I like your method. You're using your fingers. That's great. Grab another clip for us.
Yes, Jayla.
excellent detangling skills over there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll love to see it.
Why you're using clips like that.
To separate the hair, to keep me organized. Sometimes doing textured hair can feel overwhelming, and so you use your clips to help you with sectioning.
Okay, so when I took out my box braids, I took them out the way you're supposed to, but I don't think I detangled them, and I think I lost a lot of hair when I washed it. Is that normal? That
So-
a large amount of hair loss?
Yes. So our hair is supposed to shed 75 to 100 strands per day. If you're wearing what box braids is considered a protective style for 4 to 6 weeks, your hair is not losing or shedding daily. It's holding on to that protective style. So when you take your braids out, yes, you will have quite a bit of hair taken out, but you will have way more hair to detangle and take out if you don't detangle before shampooing. So next time you take your box braids out, make sure you detangle first and then shampoo, understanding that you are going to have a pretty excessive amount of hair. I don't just do hair, I study stuff, so I like science, that sort of thing. So there is a study going on now that's saying that synthetic braiding hair is actually damaging to textured hair or hair in general because it is a fabric that has a lot of chemicals. And so instead of it being protective, now there are companies that are making plant-based box braiding hair. It is a bit expensive, but you can reuse it. Rebundle is a company that I know about, and I can't think of the other company, but they don't have like a huge variety of colors yet, but they're all getting there. You also have a company that decided to buy prepackaged hair, synthetic hair, and they go home and they soak it in apple cider vinegar to help get all the chemicals off of it. So they call that hair hypoallergenic. So that's an option too. I'm gonna have 2 more people come up in a few more minutes because I really want all of you to kind of get a feel for this. Yes, you want to try?
my bad, Jayla.
Okay, so I'll let you finish that one, and then we're gonna have another student coming up and help out. Does that sound good? Give you a braid back here so you can open this up, and then once you see 2 pieces, and slowly pull it apart. Sometimes it will buckle, so you just take the comb and gently pull it down, and then you find your 2 pieces again. Some people just unbraid it. Some people use the comb the entire time to pull it down. So you do what feels right and comfortable for you. Some people just use their fingers and just gently pull it apart. So you do what feels good to you. Sound good? Awesome. I have a lot of transfer clients that come to me that have been seeing other stylists, and sometimes, yes, it comes to me, they have no edges. It's really frustrating because you have people that are not comfortable with their texture, and the way that they combat that uncomfortability is by getting box braids or getting styles that are really too tight. I always encourage my clients to use their natural hair. I do not offer extensions anymore. I have gotten to the point in the industry where I can say no. So if someone has hair and they want hair added, I will not take them anymore. 1, because of the synthetic hair that we talked about, and 2, because of the traction alopecia. Now, I do service clients with locks. Some clients do have traction alopecia because whoever they were going to before me was palm rolling their hair too tight or interlocking their hair too tight. I always have conversations with clients about tension and doing things that are too tight to cause baldness. Once that follicle is completely damaged, it's over. It won't grow back. Are any of you interested in trichology? There's a lot of money in trichology. If you can help somebody who's going bald feel their best, you will always be employed. I used to see women before I retired from braiding, and I would make sure the way that I layered their braids would hide their alopecia. So you don't ever want to accentuate somebody's area of concern. I have an area of concern on my own head.
So you're talking about how you gave up, well, you stopped doing braiding services, you stopped doing extensions due to everything within like the synthetic hair. Do you encourage all of your clients to go natural and work with their natural hair?
I do.
Okay, because I like you're talking about it, so
That's my jam.
You're so passionate about
I
it,
am.
so I assume that that's what you do.
I do. I'm passionate about that, but I also understand that there are other people in the industry that offer what my clients may want. And so if somebody really, really wants extensions, I have somebody to send them to. And so somebody that I've spent time with or get to know them in the industry through networking, and I can say, hey, I've got somebody that can take care of you. My clients, my male clients, some of them want to shape up. I don't offer fades. I don't know how to fade. I'm going to send them to a barber because each of us can eat. There is room for every single one of you to make $1 in this industry. You don't have to be super competitive. And you don't have to be catty and ugly, because the industry is ugly. It's not nice sometimes. People will hire you and tell you no the day of, or tell you to show up somewhere and they're not there, you know, or you think you're getting paid to do something and you're not, or they don't even have water there. So you don't want to work with people like that, and you certainly don't want to be an individual like that, because people will remember that. You want to dress appropriately with your clients. It's important. This is what I wear to work every day. I don't change. Well, obviously I change, right? You know, I've got 5 pairs of pants, 17 shirts, you know, but this is how I show up every day. And then that keeps me from thinking about what I wore the other day. It keeps me from getting color and bleach all over my clothes. When my clothes get a little stained, throw them in the trash and I order some more t-shirts from my vendor. So yeah, you'll learn your clients' names too. Make them feel special when they come in the door. Miss Jill, it's so good to see you. Thank you for coming in again. And when they pay you, thank them again. Thank you goes a long way. When people do something, when I do something for somebody and they don't say thank you, I always take a mental note. And then I choose whether I will do something for that person ever again, or how I will. So you have to have boundaries too in the industry. It's really important. And your diet affects your hair as well. I tell my clients this: if you have had a baby, if you've ever been pregnant, regardless of the result, that will change your hair. Sometimes up to 2 or 3 years. People don't have edges for a really long time, or they have hair loss in the back. Yeah. Our hormones change the way our hair grows. Chemicals change the way our hair grows. So if we're using bleach, it does change the texture of our hair.
I was saying, since you don't do the extensions or the anything, what are the services that you do provide?
So my favorite service is locks. I like to start locks. I like to maintain them. One, because I'm fast at it. Other services are like 2-strand twist, comb coils. This young lady here, tell me your name. Delilah. Oh, I like that. This is like a washout or a wash and go, right? So I'll do a wash and go. Some people might want to wash and go and like braids from here to here. So there are millions of styles that we can do with hair, regardless of the texture. I can take your hair and give you an afro. Yeah, so it would be a rod set, right? So you can take a client that doesn't have texture and give them texture. You can use a crimping iron, you can use a wand, you can use a flat iron even to create curls. There's a lot of ways that you can create texture on people who don't have a lot of texture. The locks are my jam. I love doing locks. Yes?
I don't want to sound offensive, so I'm going to try not to.
Oh, there's none. I'll let you know.
But if someone that was white wanted box braids, is that like, I just want to, I don't know, I guess the question is like, do you come across people that have like that stereotype of like, oh, only like colors people should get that hairstyle?
Yeah, and it is the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. I'll tell you why, because hair is hair. If you want box braids, you can have box braids. If somebody's telling you that you can't have box braids because you're not a black woman, I would encourage you to walk away from them. Just like this. You don't even say nothing. Just walk away. Because that's rude. To tell somebody that they can't have a hairstyle because of the color of their skin, that's absurd. But that also comes from the history of black women having the texture hair that we have, and we can't show up the way that we want to. We have to straighten it to assimilate, right? So it's a two-edged sword. But you as a stylist, you have the right to wear box braids. You have the right to put box braids in someone's hair if they want it. The people that want you will come to you. You can't worry about what everybody else is saying, especially social media. People are going to comment and say things. I just posted a video on my YouTube of me detoxing someone's locks. And someone wrote, WTF, y'all just be out here letting anybody do anything to y'all hair. First of all, that's terrible grammar. Okay? And she doesn't know how much I got paid for that service. So ask me how much I cared. I didn't care at all. You know, you have to meet ignorance where it's at, right? Because you're coming on my platform saying something ridiculous. When people come to me, because I know what I'm doing, I'm a licensed cosmetologist, I'm not just doing hair in my kitchen. You know, I'm doing it the right way. Maybe she's jealous. I don't know. There are going to be people that are jealous of the way you're working it. We're doing great.
If we try it.
Yes.
So if you do your consultation and if your service separate, would you charge for the consultation if you were to service them? Then that's like, does that make sense? I don't know
Oh,
if
yes.
I'm wording
It's
it
my
right.
time. I do charge them.
You do charge them
Yeah.
for a consultation even if you weren't to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Because during that time, the consultation, I'm either referring them to somebody or I'm educating them. So your time is your time. And I really struggled with that, starting out as a new artist. I'm a later artist. I didn't start doing hair professionally until I turned 30. My first career was social work. So there's a lot of stuff I just didn't know how to do. So I was just talking to anybody at first. And I would say, in the last 2 years, I started charging for my consultation, and it does not deduct from the balance. So my consultations are 15 minutes. I charge $20. I have a virtual option and an in-person option.
Okay. So if you decide that the person who wants to receive a service from you is not someone you would want to, service, and they still attempt to come to you,
Oh no, they don't.
like how do you?
She said, oh no, they don't.
No, they don't. So here.
How would you go about that conversation respectfully?
Awesome.
Just out of curiosity.
Yes, I tell them I don't think that I'm the stylist for them. I blame it on me. I don't care what it is. It could be their attitude. It could be their hair that I don't want to work with because I can tell they're not going to keep up with it. It could be just their energy. It could be something that they say to me. And I just say, yeah, I don't think I'm the right stylist for you. But I might have somebody for you, or I'm sorry, I don't have anybody for you that can help you, but I offer, with a smile. I say it with a smile. Yes, I have to. You have to. You should.
Yeah.
All of you should. No one should come to your chair and make you uncomfortable. No one. All money is not good money. You have to protect your energy. It's important. But you can, let them down gently, is what I say. Offer it with a smile. How we doing? Pretty good. It looks like it's going well. We are. We're moving and grooving. Yeah.
So obviously Jayla's hair would be more textured than my friend's hair was. If there was less texture in the hair and you're taking out braids, would it be the same method? Okay.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So if you do have a good amount of buildup, like here,
Yeah, wet it.
so I'll just keep. I was gonna say, just keep wetting
Yeah,
it.
wet
Okay.
it. So it'll loosen up the product. So the product will make a cast on the braids, which is why I'm not a fan of box braids where people use a lot of product, because it just makes our hair dirty.
Snowing.
It's snowing, honey. It's all right. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna give you the best shampoo of your life.
She couldn't wait for this day.
Biggest
Me either. I was excited. I said, oh, we got a real model.
Can you put her in the shampoo bowl with this buildup on, or would you try to get that out with the comb beforehand?
Get it out with the comb. Yep. So if you're having a hard time, you can always wet it to loosen up that cast. Okay, I wanted to address your question.
Oh, yeah, so I find when somebody sits in my chair, and I can't take new clients, and, but I'm thinking back, and they would sit in my chair, and a big red flag is, nobody can ever do my hair right, right?
Oh,
Like, okay, here we go.
That's a great topic. Oh my God.
Nobody's ever been able to do my hair right.
in my chair.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's never been, I mean, I liked it because it's a challenge, and they're gonna love it when I'm done. But you already know that comes with baggage, right?
It does.
Somebody says
Every
it to you.
single time.
Every time.
I have a follow-up question though. When you have had a client that says that, how did you feel inside your body?
I felt challenged, and I like a challenge. But I already know that this is gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's usually a client looking for something free, something that they're gonna complain about, they're not gonna like something, and
Do you ever feel your nervous system disrupted? You're pretty calm.
maybe in my younger years.
Okay.
You know, I
Good
can't
point.
think that far back, but
Okay.
I'm sure I was like,
Oh God.
yeah.
What are we about to get into?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is normal. You will have a client at some point tell you, no one's ever been able to do my hair. I don't take those clients.
What do you do if somebody sits in your chair and that's what they say?
So that would be said to me during the consultation.
Okay.
And so there is where they just they fired themselves.
Right.
Started with that.
$20 to keep it moving.
Because you're starting with negativity, right? You're coming to me with your salon trauma, which I'm really understanding of, right? Like I've been a consumer, I've got my hair done in the salon, and now I'm a stylist. And so I know what it feels like to be on both sides, right? And so if you're gonna come to me, I'm the expert of what I do. My Instagram says exactly what I do. I am a master at textured hair. So why are you coming to the master and telling me that no one's been ever able to do your hair? And what that person is doing is they are talking badly about every other stylist they've seen before you. Dealing with difficult clients, that's the thing that kind of scares you the most about the industry?
Yeah.
Well, I would tell you there's going to be more good clients, there will be bad clients. And when you have the bad clients, they'll come few and far between, and you'll know and learn how to deal with them. Depending on the salon that you work at, you know, hopefully you have a supervisor or salon owner that you feel comfortable saying, hey, this client and I are not really getting along. I'm not really sure what to do. Can you help me? There was a time where I was doing all these services, and throughout the day I needed different tools. That really drove me insane. I don't like that. And so when you specialize, you'll maybe doing the same things over and over and over again. So you'll know what you need every day. When you're first starting out, you might not know what you need every day, but you want to give yourself time in between each client to set your station up. Make sure your tools are clean. Make sure they're disinfected properly. Lay your clothes out the night before. Know your schedule. Know who's coming in. What else can we do to prepare ourselves?
Give a consultation maybe like beforehand so you know what you're walking into.
Yep, consultations. I heard rest, so that's a part of self-care. So if you are not taking care of yourself, you cannot take care of anybody else. You don't want to be tired and sluggish while you're doing this. You want to have good posture. Stand all the way up. Don't slouch. Hold your head up. Be confident. Feel good at what you're doing and know that you're offering the best service possible to your clients. Okay. All right, so I'm going to spin her around and show you guys these white parts. So maybe I won't be able to get her shampoo done in an hour, but it's okay. You want to make sure that you pull this hair apart from the buildup. Over time, with your practice, you will be able to do what I'm doing without clips. But for time purposes, I'm just going to go through and brush this out before we get you to the shampoo bowl. When I first started out, I had to use a lot of clips, and that is okay. You break down the job so that you're not overwhelmed.
Jayla's holding her head very still.
Yes, she is. She's not following the brush. So let's give them an example of you following the brush. You see that?
Oh. That is such.
You don't want your client doing that. You say, can you hold your head still, please? With a smile. Okay, are we ready for our shampoo? Okay, I think we might be ready. Okay, so this is what completely detangled hair looks like. And then once we wet it, I'm going to make sure everything is going in a downward motion. So down the bowl. It's not going to be any of this going on. Okay, let's go. So with textured hair, you want to make sure the client is in the bowl completely. You want to make sure before you turn the water on that you can get up and underneath for the nape. Do not forget to wash the back of your client's hair. That part is important too. And you want to always make sure you're going in a downward motion, and you want to cup the ears. They'll love you forever if you manage to not get water in their ears or water everywhere when you lose track of your hose. Water hose, not hose. How do we feel the temperature before we put it on the client? Somebody tell me. Yeah, that means y'all pay attention. Y'all been studying. That makes me happy. Okay, so if you want, you can come up close and you can see all of the product that Jayla's braider used is now being rinsed down the drain. So it's a little bit of a white film. So this is a good thing. This is what we want to see. We want to see that product coming out. I'm going to cup that ear all the way down. So this I consider a water wash. So you want to make sure that the hair is completely saturated with water before you go in with your shampoo. So you can move the hair around, you can wet the scalp. Make sure you get to the nape, lift that head up. Get to those baby hairs. So, because Jayla's been in braids for such a while, we're gonna go in with a clarifying shampoo. The clarifying shampoo is gonna break up all the dirt and debris. So you're gonna emulsify in your hands and start
That smells good.
rubbing from the scalp down to the shaft. Shampoo is for the scalp. Conditioner is for the hair. So I'm using really small motions and I'm going through and I'm pulling the hair towards me. Not hard, but I'm making sure that all the hard work that you guys did on detangling, we don't lose that. Are you itching in anywhere specifically?
In the back.
In the back? Okay. In the nape or your occipital?
Occipital.
Okay. So your clients are probably not going to know what an occipital is. So you just ask them, you know, where are you itching the most? And you just get to that area. So we want to go in with the balls of our fingers. Gently massage. How's the pressure?
Yeah, I like nails.
Okay, I'm not going to use my nails because that's unsanitary. I use All Influence shampoos typically for my clients. It's a black-owned company out of Virginia. Cannot purchase it in the store. I actually have a vendor that comes to me every 2 weeks, and I buy stuff from him then.
Do you sell it in the store?
I do.
You do?
Yes. I have retail size shampoo, conditioner, styling foam, an oil, and a scalp astringent that I sell in my suite. So that's another thing, retail, you want to get good at, you know, offering your clients these add-on services. Oh, do you need a trim? Would you like a steam treatment? A deep condition? So figure out ways to add services on in the beginning so that you get comfortable with asking people, do they want something more, or telling them what you think they need.
The second shampoo was clarifying too?
Yes.
So it's okay to use clarifying twice?
Mm-hmm. You want to get the hair and the scalp clean before you go in with a moisturizing shampoo. Is this where you're itching at? Mm-hmm. Okay. Y'all heard that? So sometimes my clients will get 3 full shampoos, depending on what they've been doing to their hair at home. I typically do not use a lot of product if I'm doing a client that has freestanding hair like Jayla has. Oh, sorry, see how the water goes crazy? I will use the styling foam, and typically when they come back to me, they don't have a lot of buildup, so I can do 1 clarifying shampoo and 1 moisturizing shampoo. If clients come back to me, they have a lot of buildup because they've been doing God knows what to their hair, then sometimes, yes, I do have to do 3 shampoos, and I charge for that.
And their hairstyle still lasts as long even though you use less product?
Yes. It's technique. Yes, I am a less is more stylist. I don't use the lock method, which is lotion, oil, and something else. Somebody came up with that, and I don't use that. If you're putting a bunch of product on your hair, especially textured hair, because it attracts everything. So if you think about the pollen outside, if you have oil on your hair, the pollen is going to be attracted to that. And now you have oil and pollen all over your hair, and now your hair is dirty. All right, so less product, better technique. This is what classes are for. Hydrating detangling shampoo. Let's go for it.
Is that one the Kenra or is it the
Yes. Cara Care. This one smells good too.
feel every last breeze in my scalp.
It's awake.
If Jayla had color on her hair, would you still use the clarifying shampoo and the way she did?
Yeah.
I would use a clarifying shampoo that's for color treated clients.
Why do you do clarifying and then moisturizing?
Clarifying is to break up all the dirt and debris off the hair and the scalp. And then moisturizing, because you want to put the moisture that you just shampooed all out from the clarifying, you want to put the moisture back into the hair. You don't want to use your palms to do that. Everything is small and down. Everything, all the time. Small and down, small movements and out. Pull it out. Not too hard, but you want to make sure that all the hair is going down the drain. If we are mashing the hair up, you are causing your client's hair to be susceptible to matting, and then that will increase the time for your service, and that is not your client's fault, that is your fault. So I always tell people, before you wet them, make sure they're detangled really, really good. That will save you a lot of heartache and time. None of you know about locks at all.
I know some stuff about locks, but I don't really have any myths or anything.
So many myths. Tell me what you know about locks.
Like I know, like the grow out, you have to keep twisting, just like some stuff
Yes,
like
the
that.
new growth.
Yes,
Yes, so
the
you
new growth,
maintain the new
twist.
growth. Yep. Starting and maintaining locks. Starting locks is very different than maintaining. So starting locks, you can start with comb coils, finger coils, 2-strand twists, 3-strand twists, braids, or interlock. I mean, that's 5 ways you can start locks. So that's 5 different services you can offer a client. So I don't soak the locks anymore. When I first started doing what's called a lock detox,
Yeah, because I heard about those.
I would soak the hair. Right, the issue with soaking the hair in apple cider vinegar and baking soda is that the hair now is dirty and it's just sitting in dirty water. So I stopped doing that. So what I do is a luxury detox. I will wet the hair, give it like a pre-poo. Then I will shampoo it with a clarifying shampoo and see what dirt I can bring up from that one shampoo. If the dirt doesn't come up, then I go in with apple cider vinegar water, and then I put baking soda on the scalp. And then that has a reaction and it bubbles up and it stinks. And then I shampoo however many times I need to shampoo.
And when you shampoo, do you just do the same motion, or is there a different motion
There's
you
different.
have to use?
Yes. So with locks, I do even smaller sections of these.
Because I know you don't want to tear them out or...
No, and you want to make sure all the hair that's growing is growing with the lock. So if you're going in and scratching, even my clients that scratch and don't know that they're itching, I can always tell when they're scratching too hard because they make these little teeny tiny tears in their locks. So I always recommend, like, if you're going to scratch your hair, use the balls of your fingers.
Are locks considered a protective style?
Yes and no. Because it's not permanent because you can comb them out. So I've had people that say, oh, I want to start my journey, and then they comb them out within a year. So for them, yes, that's a protective style. But for people that just keep them, that's just their style.
Are they hard to comb out?
I wouldn't say hard. It just takes a long time. Water and conditioner is your best friend when combing them out. I used a wig pin the last set of locks I combed out. So my first set of locks, I didn't know enough about combing out locks, so I used a rat tail comb, like I was showing you guys, on Jayla's hair to take her braids out. But now I found a way to do it a little bit easier, a little bit faster with a wig pin. Alright, so we finished conditioning. The hair's wet enough, I feel like I can go through it while it's wet and brush it out. If it's not, just grab the conditioner again and soften it up. Okay, how are we feeling, Jayla?
Ready for bed.
Ready for bed? So you guys see what I'm doing? I'm middle fingers in her ears. I'm not gonna put them up, but I am gonna get in there and dry that ear out, and then I'm gonna take the towel and bring it around. But you want to make sure that you're taking care of the client. It's those little details. Okay, let's get Jayla to the chia. Don't need a whole lot, but I would not recommend blow drying someone's hair without a heat protectant or some type of leave-in. This is Mizani Miracle 25. This stuff smells amazing. It's a great leave-in. That's why I didn't use the leave-in conditioner up there, because I knew I was going to spray her hair. And we talked about less is more. So I know that I'm going to straighten her hair, so I don't want a whole lot of product fried on my flat iron. So you guys see how I'm holding the hair, creating a barrier so that she doesn't feel the tension. You all walked away when I was cleaning up, so that's another thing I want to mention. When you're working with a group of people or working alone, please clean up after yourself. Do not be the people that you get whispered about in the lunchroom because you won't clean up your shampoo bowl after you've done a color and there's purple shampoo everywhere. Help your coworkers clean up after yourself. It can be annoying cleaning up after grown people. I do understand that. But if, you know, you be the example. I prefer a blow dryer with a comb attachment. It doesn't have to be a Dyson. This was a gift. My favorite blow dryer for textured hair is called a Yellow Bird. It actually is yellow and it does look like a bird. You have it?
I actually ordered 4 of them last year in my budget.
Look at you! I'm going in and creating tension with my hands and letting the heat sit on the hair for a little bit, not long. And certainly not in the scalp. You don't ever want to point the dryer this way. You want to go in on an angle. And I lift the hair up and dry the scalp. You always want to ask the client to let you know if the heat is too high. Turn it down, reposition your dryer. So you see, if you do a proper detangle, all the hair just stays where you need it to go. It won't tangle back up. Everything is in a downward motion. And you take that hair up and make sure the hair and the scalp is dry. When I'm done, I will have Jayla touch her hair, her scalp, to let me know if it's completely dry. But this is how you can tell if it's not, if the curl is laying on the scalp. Can you guys see that? So it's a little bit wet. So we dry it so we can lift it up. Did anyone notice that it took me longer to blow dry this area? No? There's more density on this side of her head. So it took me a little bit longer to blow dry that quadrant. So you have to be cognizant of that too. Not everybody's hair grows at the same rate all over their head. And not everybody has the same exact density all over their head. Typically around your perimeter you have less density. I typically like to start in the perimeter and in the back. I like to do a clipless if I can straighten. It cuts down on your time. So I'm going to show you my method. I like to use my pencil iron first on the perimeter. It's not heat regulated, so you really have to be careful. You really just want to tap and move. You don't want to tap and hold too long on the perimeter. So we start in your little teeny tiny section. I pull the hair all the way out and you see it's straight now. Okay, you take little teeny tiny slices. The smaller the slice, the better. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see me doing this. I'm gonna spin her this way. So you see these little teeny tiny curly hairs here. You just grab them and gently get the flat iron in there. Everybody see that? You grab the hair right here, gently pull. So the reason why I don't use the hot comb on the stove is because it's not heat regulated. I can't determine how hot it is. And Jayla's texture is so soft. she does not have what typical people would call coarse hair, right? And so if I were to use a hot comb on her, I would more than likely end up giving her heat damage. And that is when the curl just doesn't come back. So she would wet her hair and the curl is gone. And the only way to correct that is to grow it out. Sometimes you can use a steam treatment to try to revive the curl, but typically it doesn't work.
What is Jayla's curl pattern?
Jayla has curly hair. I don't use the 4C, 4B, all that because it is confusing.
Okay.
And it is another way for the industry to create discrimination. Okay. Right? So if you have curly hair, you can go with tightly curly hair or loose hair or wavy hair. So you want to find products that fit that hair. What I love about Mazzani's products is their bottle labeling will tell you which curl pattern to use for, what products use for what curl pattern. I'll go in at the root and I may pump twice and then bring it down. Typically for my press and curls, I do not go over it more than twice. So you can pump the root, which is what I just did. I'll do it again so you can see it over here. And pump the root literally is pump, pump, slide. So you pump right at the root. Pump, pump, slide. So that you're not causing any heat damage there or any pain to your client. And then I switch to my wider flat iron so that I could cover more surface area. So this iron can go up to 50 and will not straighten Jayla's hair on 50. And we'll probably turn it down to a 40. So the hair can be straight, it doesn't need to be bone straight. And I'll do the same thing. I might hold, pump, and slide slowly down. This is also called the chase method. If you keep the comb in your left hand and just chase the hair down. And then sometimes I'll blow on it to make sure you got a tic tac in your mouth before you start doing that. And so the hair is starting to get stuck, so I'll take this out. Grab my detangling brush. Start at the ends, work your way to the root. Ends, work your way to the root. Ends to the root. So now if I don't use my clip, then I'll just have my client hold their head where I need it, which is actually what I prefer. This is how I get my clients out the door in 90 minutes or less. I'm not fumbling and fooling around with a whole bunch of stuff. So you have them hold their head a certain way, and you just continue this way.
I'm trying to see how you hold your comb, and it looks like it's just sitting there, but you're pulling hair through it, right?
Yes, come. So I go in and I slice, pull the hair down, comb it again if I have to. Yep. I rest the comb here.
Oh, I see.
And roll it down.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
What kind of product do you lock hair with?
No.
None.
You use no burner?
None.
Just water? Nothing, just dry.
Yep. I use water. I don't like to use product on locks. So if I have a client that wants to just be palm rolled, sometimes I'll use a styling foam. I don't like to use product on locks because typically it's sticky. And if you're walking around with sticky product on your new growth, you're sweating. Yeah, it's just a breeding ground for dirt and funk. And I just don't do it. So I'm gonna go in and start Jayla's trim before we do some curls. Okay, so everybody trims and does cuts differently. I think for school purposes, we'll stick with the guidelines. So we make our first cut and we find our guide. Okay. We have a lot of different lengths in here. Can we see this? So with that being said, what are you comfortable with? Okay. All right. These are the type of clients I like. Because you start with a clean slate. Cut it all off.
Oh.
Yeah. You start with a clean slate, and then you don't have to worry about their hair splitting up the shaft. You'll give them the education that they need to keep moving forward to have a healthy hair care regimen. So I'm going to go and probably do just the middle. I'm not going to go at the shortest length because if I did, it would be substantially short, and I don't want that. So you bring the hair down, not a whole lot of tension, and you don't want to cut past your second knuckle. I can't tell you how many times I cut my hand cutting past the second knuckle. Does that look much better? Yeah, it's a lot more healthier too. So we'll just keep growing her out, getting regular trims. The more you wear your hair out and curly, the more susceptible you are to split ends and straight strand knots. I tell all of my clients this. If you're going to do wash and goes, understand that your wash and go is susceptible to your scarf in the wintertime, your sweater, your hoodie, all of those things. So we want to be mindful of our ends and protecting them. So once I make that first cut, I go in, I go a little bit higher, and now you can't see that hair behind it, which is fine. I'm not going to go through and make my guide at that shortest level, because then she will have no hair. So I'm going to come down here and figure out where I should cut here. And I think that might be pretty good there. You always start in the middle, work your way to the left, and then the right. The problem with cutting from the right to the left is that sometimes we elevate our arms and we don't know it. And so if you use your guide in the middle, it'll help keep you straight on each side. We're back in that corner spot. And so you want to round that off.
It was such a bad habit.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
The split end and then the knot. So you tell your clients, cut it off. You don't want them to pull it. You have some clients that'll feel it and they'll pull it. Tell them, don't pull it. Cut it off with a pair of shears, not kitchen scissors.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yep. So I'm going to cut the split end and I'm going to cut the single strand knot. And you get rid of it. Okay. Same thing here. So there's your guide. And you just completely follow your guide.
You pick up some from the last
Yes.
one.
Yes.
Do you ever go through the section that you did once? Do you ever do it, like go through it again, just to make sure you got it all right?
Yes. It is okay to keep checking your work. So I'm gonna pick the hair all the way up. And you see all those stragglers up there, they have to go. I'll hold it here. Bring it down so that you can see it. Hold it pretty firmly in your hand.
Do you have a guide?
Yes. So my guide is from here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You look real healthy.
It feels really healthy. It's nice and fluffy now. All right, so I'm gonna, even though she's gonna wear a middle part, I'm still gonna pull this hair up in the middle to make sure it matches, and it doesn't. So we're gonna make sure that it matches. I wanna cut past my knuckle.
This feels so good. I ain't had a good hair doing them.
Good.
Besides braids.
Feeling yourself, Jayla?
Yes.
Here, this one's by Bedhead. A dab will do. You don't need a lot. You don't want to grease the hair down. But this is to get rid of some of the flyaways. I have some clients that love this stuff on their edges. I don't like to use edge control on straight hair because edge control is wet. The hair will just revert. This is not wet. This is wax.
Will she have to reapply that, or is that just like a one-time?
I prefer that they don't. So now you can see how the hair just lays down now. Just a little bit of product goes a long way. And then we can comb the top down. Control those flyaways. It's just like that. It's not too straight. It's not too curly. It's just not too much. It's just like a little beach wave. You see that? Let me bring that down a bit.
Why do you put the comb in the top of her hair?
To hold the place.
Yeah.
That's it. I could put it there, but it's faster if I put it here. Yeah. You'll see that in a lot of texture salons. They'll use a comb. They'll either stick the tail end of it somewhere, or you put it wherever you need to get it, where you can get to it easily. You just act different when your hair is done, and she's already starting. I can actually feel it. You gonna cut up? I can tell. I can feel it. So Jayla's hair is by definition done. If I want to, that's it. Put it all over my hands and just dress the hair with it. That is all that she needs.